Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very first episode of the Half-Baked Podcast. I'm your host, Lord Vega, and I'm joined by Tom the Turkey. Hello, Tom.
Hello. How's it going?
And also with us today, we have Nicholas the Oreo.
I'm surprised you're not fired yet for that.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to dock his
Is it too
pay.
late to call Willie Mack show back?
No, I don't think so. We could get him. Where's Levi Websurf? We need to get him in the call.
Yo, Major Minor!
Major Minor, let's go.
Oh my God, what happened to that podcast? You motherfuckers just dropped it? What happened?
Yeah, we're already... I mean, we just didn't, record it. We never, got together to do it.
Oh, God, shut up. I've heard the stories about this podcast.
What do you mean the
Wavy and
stories?
Willie
What happened to
Sell-
the story? I want to hear the story.
I stopped showing up as well. So
Yeah,
that's
Tom
part
just
of it.
stopped showing up to the podcast, but his impact was so minimal that Willie and Wavy were just editing out little clips of him interrupting from previous episodes and
You're
putting it in
shitting
the
me.
new ones because
No,
he literally
no.
did nothing.
Is that... Well, are you for real?
Okay, well, okay. So I was I'm not very young. I don't know. This was 3 years ago. So every time we'd be doing the podcast, it'd be my mom coming in to ask me to do the laundry, and I'd be like, "What am I gonna be like, Mom? I'm recording a podcast right now." So I'd have to go do the fucking laundry on mute.
Oh,
And for that 5 minutes, they'd be they just insert me saying "Yeah, oh yeah, I agree. Oh yeah." And
God, that
so it was
sounds
just minutes of absence. And then I think the last two they did without me. And I was like, "Yeah, you just go do it."
oh my God. How many
Yeah.
episodes you guys crank out?
6.
Oh, that's not bad.
All right, what do we got for subjects today, ladies and gentlemen? What are we
Well,
gonna be talking about?
First of all, isn't the first episode named... What's the title of this one?
We don't have a title. We don't need
we do
one.
I don't remember. Cold
Wasn't it-
dry soup. Cold dry pasta
spaghetti.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it was supposed to be because there wasn't shit going on, but now there's shit going on, right? You got
Nobody
H3.
told me. We got stuff going
Yeah.
on. Nobody told me.
We got- what-
Dude, we
what
had the new
happened?
drama between the quartering and H3H3. The whole argument was based on who could be more boring. It's going between the Dead Air 2-hour podcast and the guy who's talking like this.
And is drunk in every video. Just slosh in every video. He's forgotten what he's talking about.
Dude, he uploaded
I
his response video. I want to say it was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jeremy from the Quartering here. Don't worry, I'm off to a late start today, but I promise there's going to be 5 videos by the end of the night."
I love how he
shit.
records his videos and then he's like, so I didn't watch the video. I'm not going to respond. That's the entire 10 minutes of
No,
his,
but did you
response
see
to
when
Ethan Klein.
the timeline he released it? Are you familiar with when it came out? Because
No,
what
I'm
happened
not.
was I tweeted out that the podcast existed because I'm still a member of Ethan's channel, his podcast channel. So
Right.
I was supposed to get this episode a full day early. So I told everybody I'm not going to leak it. That's kind of fucked up. I wouldn't do that. But it's going to come out tomorrow. You're going to be able to watch it tomorrow. So I guess the Quartering must have paid for it himself, and he started skimming for all the parts in the episode, and he made his response before Ethan posted the fucking podcast. So he got his response out before anyone saw the original, and that's what made the video get extremely ratioed on Ethan's channel.
Yeah, I'm kind of genius though.
Also, Ethan dropped the podcast 4 hours later, so I paid $5 for him to give me a 1 day early access that was really just 4 hours, which is kind of a scam.
Right. Yeah, I haven't seen all of the video. I saw the part that we watched live on Augie's show when it was him going through the Quartering's gay black dads, that whole saga. But I mean, there didn't really seem to be anything substantial there, other than
fuck?
yeah,
You didn't
clearly,
see that?
obviously, the Quartering doesn't have 2 homosexual African fathers, seeing as he is a Caucasian male with I just don't know.
Where the fuck did that come
Wait,
from?
he's got no idea what we're
I have
talking
no
about.
fucking idea what y'all are talking about.
A lot of the
What do you
audience
say?
is probably confused. Basically, every time there's anything that comes up where the Quartering is accused of being homophobic, he goes, "How could you?"
Or
how
racist.
Or racist. How can I be homophobic? I have 2 gay black dads.
Oh,
And then
I see.
Yeah, but he's done this for a year, and then eventually someone was eventually he tweeted out a picture of his real dad, and people were like, "Wait, I thought you had 2 gay black dads," and he was like, "No, there's 3 dads. 1 is white, 2 are black. They're all gay together. And like obviously it was a joke, but I think a lot of people thought that he was trying to be sincere for some reason. Like,
Right.
yeah. And so now Ethan made this entire video trying to like disprove that the quartering has gay black dads. It's like, but like he doesn't
that's
have
the whole drama. That's
well,
Yeah.
there's more to
Oh
it than
my
that. There's
God.
like there's
Is
the
that-
only
what
thing I
is it?
saw
they
from
were-
this was going on Twitter and seeing Ethan had cancer or something. That's all I know.
Oh my God, he shaved his eyebrows. Why did he shave his eyebrows?
That's what
Good
I'm
thing
saying. That's the only thing I saw.
It's a good thing we're on StoryFire because we couldn't talk about this on YouTube, but how hideous his fucking eyebrows look now.
Yeah, that's one of those
Holy
intrinsic values. You can't
Yeah.
talk about how fucking butt ugly that retard is. I mean, it's like the first page of his Encyclopedia Dramatica article is like his like jelly fucking ass that looks like cottage cheese. It's so bad, and like his fucking head is so disgusting. I don't know what he's doing.
Did you see
I
him
mean, I guess
dressed up as Jeffree Star?
I did. Yeah, I didn't like that.
The James Charles and the Jeffree Star cosplay that were absolutely
Yeah.
fucking terrifying to watch.
He did a
Horrendous.
cosplay of Jeffree Star and James Charles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was,
he did.
Oh God, you want to pull up a picture? I can send it to you.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
that's James Charles.
Oh
Fuck.
my God, what is this?
Yeah.
It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
Holy shit.
I don't know what compelled him to do this. I know the Jeffree
I think it's
Star one
the
got
stuff
less
with the
crowd.
hoodie. I think, right?
Yeah, you stole my hoodie, so I stole you.
I do remember
Yeah.
that. I do remember that, yeah.
And then I think that kind of evolved into just being everyone. So then he did the Jeffree Star one.
Oh, God.
And I guess
Do
we
you
should
have a
expect a
picture of that?
Trisha Paytas at some point.
Shoot the picture on that one. Drop
Oh
it.
my God, the both of them look like insane. Trisha Paytas is dressed up like the Riddler, and Ethan Klein looks like Jeffree Star. Here, I got the picture. I'm sending it over now. I gotta say though, I never say anything positive about Ethan Klein, so we'll probably cut this bit out. I really like his set.
I'm leaving it in.
His set is really good for the
Dude.
Frenemies podcast.
Yeah, I mean it's cool how it's like divided. They almost look like they're in different rooms.
I
or
thought they
something.
were in different rooms. I thought it was like a COVID
Yeah.
thing at first. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I thought
wow.
it was like a cut, like they were in 2 different places and they had like 2 different cameras or whatever. But no, it's just 2 curtains. Looks very cool.
Okay.
It's really fucking disturbing. I don't like it.
Well, he probably thinks this is just some comedic shit he's doing for his audience. His audience must get it.
Yeah.
Everyone else
Yeah,
is, I don't know.
Their podcast is really weird. I watched an episode, and it was like Trisha describing how she didn't know that the Holocaust had happened, like prior to meeting her Jewish boyfriend. And he like taught her about it.
Oh,
and
did
went
you
to
hear all
Israel
about
and
that?
learned.
Like she's like,
Yeah.
she's got a huge Israel following on Twitter now. On
she does.
TikTok, my bad.
Yeah, well,
What?
well, on TikTok, she like posts these TikToks. Like one of them was like, "I'm eating Jew food right now," and which is it's kind of funny because the name of her TikTok is like Trisha Paytas 88 or something like that, which is really weird.
So we all
Yeah.
think about Trisha Paytas though. Do you think she's like 100% in control and being a troll, or this is like just some crazy girl that her marbles
I think
ain't
it's
there
kinda
and
half.
she's just getting lucky?
I think it's kind of half and half. I think some of it is like she knows what she's doing, and some of it is she's genuinely just a stupid fucking person, like a moron.
I've talked to a lot
Like
of
an
big
insane freak.
YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of big YouTubers, and a lot of them say like it's an act. It's 100% an act. She's not like that. And then there's a few that try to perpetuate it because they're like in on it. You know what I mean? I don't think.
So you think it's an act
Yeah,
completely?
I think she's 100% playing a character.
Oh, it's genius. I like it then. I mean, I don't know how much of a character you got to be playing to go and make a porn with what's his face, the dude in the podcast.
Oh
You see-
God.
Yeah, she literally did a threesome with them. Which, if that's part of the character, baby girl, you keep it moving, right? Work it.
People on Twitter were calling it an orgy because she's pregnant.
She's pregnant. And she was doing that. Nah,
Not
you
Trisha.
playing.
Not Trisha. Adam's girlfriend, Elena the
Oh
Plug.
yeah, I don't think they don't seem like the type to give a fuck. You know what I mean? And that's not an insult. I'm saying that's not their thing. They don't care.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I think his girlfriend's like a porn star anyway.
Yeah, I
so
don't
it's
think
kinda
any of
like-
that shit matters to them. You know what I mean?
No, clearly not. Clearly not.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that with my people, but if they wanted that, I don't give a fuck. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
that's your
I'm not gonna
problem.
stop
You
'em.
know, so whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's completely a character though. Like she does seem genuinely stupid a lot of the time.
But if Nick is saying that people like talk to her, and she's like at parties. She's got to be like at conventions or parties. You know, she's in LA, ain't she? So she's probably always visiting with people. And if she's just a regular ass person and just chilling, but then she turns it on anytime a camera's around, that's pretty good.
But the thing is, you don't get to control when the camera's around, so you'd think we'd see some like out of character moments at some point, right?
Yeah, I don't know how like dedicated she is to the joke. I saw her boob job, and I highly doubt she did that as part of the act.
No. Well, I mean, it's like to a certain extent, like how much of an act really is it if she's just...
Well, she can get a boob job,
Not
can't
like
she?
that.
I mean...
That's not the fault.
Did you see where they put her nipples,
A doctor
dude?
that... I'm tracking.
Like,
I'm just
I don't
saying,
think she
it's
was,
not like you could choose
she wasn't
a doctor.
that dedicated to the joke that she's like, yo, fuck my shit up, dude. Like...
Yeah, but I don't think she went to a doctor and said, fuck my shit up. I think the doctor just fucked it up.
She should sue whoever the fuck did that shit, dude.
Oh, man.
Dude...
I have not seen it, thankfully.
Oh, you're like the luckiest man ever.
I hit
dude.
my
How do you have
timeline, yeah.
Oh, were you
No.
banned from Twitter
Dude,
that week?
No, I've had her blocked.
I have
for,
her
like, 8
blocked
months,
too.
so
I'm
I've not
afraid,
seen anything.
dude. I had to block her after
Why you guys
Mr.
block her?
Repsion quote tweeted a fucking picture of her asshole.
No! Oh, fuck.
Oh, wow.
No, it's so disgusting, though. Like, I have her blocked, and most people I've seen who reply to her frequently, I block. But the thing is, right, like, you can't complain on Twitter and be like, no, I wish I hadn't seen this. Or, like, I don't want to see this picture, because someone's automatically going to send
Yeah.
it to you. And I feel like by doing this, I've just fucked myself. Like, someone's just going to tweet
You
it at
did.
me.
I can't wait for that.
It's too late. Maybe I'll cut this part out of the podcast, but I
Yeah,
really
probably
just...
don't.
I'm trying
Oh,
not
fuck,
to
you're
be...
in control of the audio, aren't you?
I
Yeah,
know
I am,
Tom's
yeah.
our
But
residential woman hater, but like I block a lot of e-girls and stuff like that who post that kind of stuff because I
do
dude,
too.
The only reason, like, I'm not like afraid of seeing it on my timeline. I just don't want to be out in public with like normal non-internet people, and I whip out my timeline and it's like an OnlyFans girl's tits.
I mean, it's kind of a both.
Oh, my
it's kind of
God.
a,
Hey,
it's-
when you block them, refer me to them. How sad. I love my ladies.
You know
Ladies,
what?
you keep on
We're all
replying to
18
Turkey Tom
yeah,
and
we're all
Nicholas
18
DeOrio.
here,
Fuck
girls.
these women
Listen,
haters.
The podcast might have a thing we do. I don't know. We could potentially talk about it. I'm just gonna spring it on them now. We could review your OnlyFans live on the podcast, and if you want to send some review copies of whatever you're putting out there to our Discord server when we launch it, you might be at the top
Hell
of the
yeah.
list. Who knows?
Please be...
Sharing
Let's
is
get it.
caring.
Please be over 18. Please.
Well, it's
What
OnlyFans,
do you mean,
Tom.
please be over 18? There's no please be over 18. You
Yeah,
have
there's
to
no
be
no
over
one
18.
lying on OnlyFans, I'm sure. Not a single person.
Yeah, we're not asking. That's a demand.
Well,
You can't
to
know.
sign up for
Jeez.
us, you have to be 18.
Unfortunately, I'm 18 now, so I can do this with you guys, and I really wish that was not the case. I want to go back.
Tom, when
What
you
is
turned
wrong with
18, did anyone tweet, thank God Tom's 18, like Billie Eilish?
Yeah, a few freaks.
Wait, dead ass?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually fucking disgusting. I didn't
I
expect
had
that
I had a few
answer.
replies that were like, "Wait, you're not 18? Oh God, I have to get rid of my like pictures on my phone or something."
What the fuck?
This one really weird person replied to my tweet, and they were like, "Do you like this?" And it was like, they had like a folder of like every picture I've posted myself on Twitter. It was like,
Oh, you didn't open the folder, though, right?
I mean, I didn't see it. No, it was like a screenshot of like their phone library, but it was like
Right.
34 pictures. And it was called like Turkey Tom Hot, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, you fucking creep."
That is so
Yeah.
fucking weird. Oh, there are a lot of
Yeah.
weird people online.
Yeah, no shit.
There
I think
is.
there's a lot of weird people in general, but online they just feel more comfortable expressing their sick, you know.
I mean, it's funny that you guys are saying this, and the only two pictures that we have up are Ethan Klein and Tristan Paytas
Yeah.
in drag.
Yeah, great pictures.
As we're describing the crazy people
Yeah,
online. What do you think happened there? You think this is just another step in like his comedic evolution, as I'm sure he would say, or is this just what this dude just fucking around, or he's gone crazy?
I think
No, I
Ethan
mean, it's
lost
like a
while
bit.
ago.
No, it's definitely a bit for him. You think this is like a mental illness thing? Really?
I think there is a mental illness aspect to it. It's probably a bit, but I also think the overdone reaction to James Charles was a bit kind of odd. I don't know.
Yeah,
almost seemed
I
like he
saw
couldn't
Tommy was
contain
doing
himself.
He does have like a really weird like I don't know. The past few years he's been a lot more volatile and defensive and angry in general.
Well, that's because
but
the
I
past
saw,
few years he's been on a podcast. He's not doing like edited content.
Yeah, but I saw Tommy did a stream saying, "Is Ethan Klein mentally ill?" And I didn't watch it, but I was curious, like, what was your kind of take on that? Like, what do you think it is, if anything?
I mean, I don't know. I don't like. I said this on the After Hours recently. I don't like just assigning a mental illness to every single person we talk about online, because then that's like literally the criticism that the Rewired Soul got. I'm not out here being like, well, obviously this guy's autistic. This one's got ADD.
Well, what's the point in even calling him mentally ill then? Haven't you already taken that step, kind of?
Oh yeah, but that's Tommy's thing. If he wants to call people mentally ill, he's the guy who said that I shouldn't make a video on no bullshit because he's not dealing with a full deck of cards. I don't have his medical papers. I don't fucking know. You know?
Okay.
Like, yeah, you know what it
fair,
is. It's just
fair.
like I don't know. I don't want to. I just want to talk about things you do, stupid shit you say. I've fallen in this trap myself. I'm not pretending I haven't, but I don't like assigning. That's kind of my new thing. I'm not like, oh, this guy's definitely like some disease. It doesn't make sense for me anymore.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, probably better to just evaluate them on their actions rather than try to like explain it away.
There's so much shit to talk about. Why do we gotta like fucking speculate on mental health? It just seems like you're walking into trouble 2 to 3 years down the line.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there is some truth to that, though. I mean, this is something we've talked about before, but Ethan is open that he has very bad anxiety, and he's talked about on the podcast that he sometimes spent like hours and hours scrolling through comments on his channel, reading them, like negative comments about himself, and like, you know, due to the sheer size of his channel, I'm sure he gets some really negative shit, and I think maybe he takes a lot
Especially
of that to
nowadays.
heart. Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, even back then, you know, just like the sheer volume of people watching his videos, he's bound to get a wide spread of terrible things said about him.
Do you see like the Walmart brand version of Boogie 2988 with his like anxiety issues?
Sure.
It seems like Ethan's like a more grounded Boogie.
That could be it. I mean, grounded for now, I guess, but I definitely see some like similarities between them.
That road he's taking seems like he's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very unfortunate. But I mean, imagine just like if you read all this horrible shit that people say about you and like take it to heart. I mean, I barely read YouTube comments, but you know, I can't.
I hear that's a good tactic when you start to grow to the point where you're like looking at everything and you're like, God, all these people really hate me and shit. You just kind of just ignore them.
You gotta
fucking
remember,
move on. Because if not, you're gonna start to believe what they're saying.
You are. You're gonna go
because of
fucking
sheer
crazy
onslaught.
over
You got to
Yeah.
remember to a certain degree that you're not talking to people who hate you. You're because we're drama channels, except with the exception of Vega mostly. We're drama channels, and what we're looking at is the fans of people who aren't happy with what we have to say.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
that's like, I mean, I don't blame them for that. They're there to watch their favorite creator, and they don't like when people talk shit. Kids get very territorial, and a big portion of the audience is children. Right? So, I mean, I said the other day my Alex video got age restricted, so I have to make a new one because his own audience isn't going to be able to see it. It just comes down to the fact that, like, you have to be able to, like, differentiate what is criticism and what is just people on your channel who are like, I liked every video you've ever made up until this point, except the one on the guy that I like.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of that going around, I think. But overall, it's like it's just not worth like reading the comment section. I find maybe the first few that you get from your subscribers, it's good to like kind of hear what they have to say. Some of the longer, in-depth ones where people will give like their like genuine like thoughts. You know, I try to stay away from the essay comments, but once in a while I'll read one and I'll be like, okay, this makes sense. I like this, or you know, even if it's like a criticism of me, I'll be like, okay, I like this. But there's just a lot of like vitriolic shit. It's just not worth reading. It's just kind of the nature of the internet. You kind of have to learn to like comb through it, and I think maybe Ethan Klein has a hard time doing that, which is probably why he blocked most of us on Twitter, so he stops himself from responding to all of our tweets where we call him out for his stupid shit.
And some of that shit's pretty transparent, I think.
Yeah.
When you're reading a lot of this stuff that is in the negatives, I don't get much, but when I do get them, I'm just kind of like, this, what?
Yeah, for sure.
What, do you care that much, bro? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of it
like
is just
you're going
meaningless.
so hard that it's like, this is how you're spending your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever, I guess, you know. But I also see that if you have that many people that hate you, you probably got plenty more that love you. And I'm sure H3, I mean, he's not a millionaire for nothing.
No, he's not.
You know, he's got people that have been following him. He should be probably focusing more on them. It's like that one guy in the room where 20 people are telling you they love you, and that one guy's like, hey, dude, fuck you. And you're somehow depressed and focusing in on that guy. Their voices are twice as loud, but you don't need to go that route.
Right.
You can always block them out. So
I mean, in total, there are probably like way less people that don't like Ethan than hate him, you know?
But they're louder, and they're definitely...
Sorry, there are way less people that don't like Ethan as opposed to the ones that love him, is what I'm saying. And I don't know if necessarily that much louder. I mean, you know, there might be like a few 100,000 people at this point that aren't really pleased with Ethan. But I mean, he's still got millions of subscribers. He still gets like 1 million views every podcast episode. So it's not like he really has to like worry about losing his fan base immediately. It's clear that there are people that just aren't going to jump off his ship no matter what, you know.
Yeah, and also this like he's well outside the community. He's diving into this because of the dramas and shit.
Oh yeah.
But he's still working with, you know, iDubbbz and all these other people that he's cool with. They don't seem to have a problem with him. So maybe behind the scenes or anything like that, there's no issue there.
Right.
But anytime he posts anything, it's almost like everybody in our community is dogging him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it seems like everyone hates him, where that's probably not the case.
That's
you
fair.
Know, like fucking.
Especially because
So if he's getting anxiety and he's feeling hatred, I mean, dude, I don't know what that's like to have fucking millions of people or hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of people just hating on you on a daily basis. So eventually, you know, you go down that rabbit hole where you read one and then it's 1,000. You're like, oh my God.
When that happens, you
You're
gotta
like,
like put yourself in perspective a little bit, especially early on.
True.
You gotta catch
Self-reflection,
yourself
for sure.
early, because what I notice with a lot of these big YouTubers, I'm not gonna name specifics, but there are ones who get hit on something, and like maybe necessarily that first criticism sucked, right? Like, you actually could have demolished it. But when you first get criticized, I don't know if you've ever had a video made on you, Vega. It's not always the easiest to, like, attack a drama head on. I haven't had a big video made on me yet either, so I could make the same mistake I'm about to explain to you. But if you respond badly, this gives an opportunity for more people to make videos. And if you continue to respond badly, you're digging yourself in a hole where maybe that first criticism wasn't that good, but by, like, the 7th video, you've actually done shit in response to all these other criticisms that are worth talking about, and now it doesn't matter anymore. Now people don't like you already because of just the way that you've responded, the way that you've treated your fans, the way that it's gone in that direction.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, my advice for people who get big videos made on them is like turn off the fucking phone. Get off Twitter for like a day or two. Just like chill out, think about it. Don't let your like immediate response, you know, your immediate gut feeling to be like, fuck this retard, he's so wrong about me. You know, just like chill out, give it like a day or two, come back and like, you know, make the most calm, informed decision you can. Because making emotional decisions on Twitter and acting like a human being as a commentary YouTuber is never what you want to do. You want to act like a psychopath, like cold, calculating fucking machine. You don't want to like show your weaknesses.
I always think of
so many people do.
Destiny, just Destiny, of perfect examples
Right.
of people who never had criticism levied towards them in their entire career, except for like the one day that a kid called them like a, what was it? He said it was kind of like a nonce or a pedophile thing for his thumbnails, and the guy freaked out. Had no idea.
Yeah, I think he called him a nonce, and then he like took down the video. It was a whole deal. He was like, "Oh, why is everyone attacking me?" Like he's clearly someone who had never been criticized, you know, on that scale.
And
at
yeah,
all.
that doesn't make the things
So-
he did right, and I think the criticism that was levied toward him was justified. But like, yeah, you make a shitty criticism, the guy panics, does some stupid shit, and then he puts himself in a worse position, and I think that's kind of what happens to
Right.
a lot of people.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of people like
probably
that.
Probably the response there would be like, okay, I'll change them, I guess.
This
and then
sounds
move
fucked
on.
up, like-
you know, it's like I would say, literally, just be like, that's not what the intention of what those thumbnails were, but I'll change them if that's what you guys
This is the
see.
fucked
I
up part.
do
You don't
admit,
even have to
there's
do
a lot
that.
of shit.
This is the really fucked up part. If someone goes, "What are you, like a pedophile, bro?" Who cares?
Just say
Like,
no.
it's like, what do you hate gay people, bro? No, I don't do that. Majority of people know that I don't do that. No, these thumbnails aren't like to exploit children. Everyone
The
knows
thing is,
that.
with
Like,
Just Destiny-
this is just one random fucker on the internet who has that opinion. And like in real life,
Yeah.
if somebody walked up to you and said that, it would be normal to have like a completely absurd reaction. Like, who the fuck are you? Did you just fucking accuse me of being racist? Did you just accuse me of being
Well, yeah, of course.
homophobic? But when you do that on
Right.
Twitter, you shine a light on it, and then there's people who already dislike you, and then they signal boost that light. And now all of a sudden, because of your reaction, it looks like you've done something wrong. It's just better to not
of
even
course.
fucking acknowledge it.
Yeah, no, with Destiny, what he easily could have done, I mean, considering that, he has like 100, or not 100, sorry. He had like 1 million subscribers, and how many did Lieutenant Cobra have? Like 5,000? His video may have had like 30,000 views, right? If he had just ignored it, nothing would have happened, would have all gone away. And really what a lot of these people need to do is learn to treat their YouTube channels like a fucking business. It's just not worth responding to. It's not worth getting involved with in most cases. And you don't need
I would say too, some of that shit though, that shit catches fire though, man.
It does,
With
but
some of
it
these cats
didn't
that,
in this
that,
case.
That
And if it does, you can easily
Like, and
disprove
this-
it. Like, but just do it in a
And,
calm
like
manner.
this even happened
Yeah, but
specifically to me. Like I made a video on somebody who I'm not going to name right now that like my video had under 1,000 views and I had under 200 subscribers and it spawned like a 2-year drama. Like because people like, again, yeah, you have to, and I don't even do this myself, so I need to take my own advice. You have to ignore like randoms.
Yeah, don't you hit everybody back, motherfucker? What
I
are
don't
you
hit
talking about?
everybody.
Yeah.
I do
Swing at
leave
everybody.
some people alone, but for the most part, I'm actually pro videos made on me. I don't know if I've told you this, Vega. There's one guy who made a video on me calling me a bunch of racial slurs, and I thought it was the funniest thing I ever saw in my entire life.
Did
But
he?
there's
I
a lot
didn't
of
know
like
that.
bad videos made on me. Someone made a video on me recently, who I'm now giving fucking like attention to here, who titled the video like it was an exposed video on me, parodied an intro that I'd make, and then just made it about somebody else entirely. It was the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. He clickbaited me
That sounds
for a person
awesome.
I've never seen before on a video that was text to speech.
Was it like parodying you? Was that the point?
No, I don't know what it was. I think it was like he was like trying to scare me with an exposed video because he made one on somebody else we're friends with, and he's like, "I'm coming for Nick next," and then like I was just like, "Okay, I mean, go for it, dude." I like watching these. I always think it's fun to watch an exposed video on me.
Was this like one of the Boblax guys? Or
Yeah, I
whatever?
wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, it's one of the Boblax guys.
Yeah.
I always think that
Okay.
like
What? One of the Bobacks? What the fuck?
one of the
is that?
guys, like the Boblax has like a very devout team of detractors.
To be fair, like
Oh,
there
I
are
see.
some very real criticisms. To be
And that's
made
what I was
against
about to
Boblax,
say.
which-
Like when you make a
yeah.
lot of videos on somebody, and like when you don't like videos being made on you, the easiest way to not be worried about a video being made on you is to not do incredibly backhanded shit. Like if you don't do
Yeah.
anything absurdly fucked up, you're not going to get exposed for doing something absurdly fucked up. It's like
No.
and if they lie about you. Here's the deal. It could hit you for like a couple weeks if the video goes viral. But at the end of the day, if they
Right.
lied about you, you have the opportunity to turn it around. So unless you're Andy Signor and your wife accuses you of some shit that you didn't do, you're in gold, dude. Like it doesn't matter if people make videos on you as long as you don't act like a scumbag.
Right, right. I mean, you know, there are some interesting case studies for this. I mean, for example, I'm sure you guys know Gamer from Mars, someone who I am friends with and work for now. But
Oh, he's good people, yeah.
Yeah, but years ago there was kind of like a little hate bandwagon against him. There were a few videos with a few hundred
Like
thousand
yours?
views about him, and I was one of the people. Yeah, but like mine. I made a video
Yours.
about him, and my video was terrible, but it got quite a few views and somehow convinced people that I was in the right. But instead of like spurging out about it or spurging out about the other video that was really popular about him, what he did was he messaged me and was like friends with me over the next few years, and now I like work for him. So like, you know, who won in that situation really? I'd say him clearly, and it's because he didn't have some like weird emotional response. He saw my video, he sat down and talked to me on Discord about the video and about how I felt, and you know now we're pals, and that's kind of like the approach that I think
I've
most
heard
people
that not
should take.
working in the past. Just saying.
No, it doesn't always work. It
Actually
doesn't
went
always
the
work.
complete opposite direction.
No, it doesn't always work. But what I'm saying is that, like, you know, there are, like, other avenues to go than acting like a spurg just because someone says something mean about you. And I really think that, you know, with people like Boblax, there are some, like, super real criticisms to make about him. And his reactions haven't been awesome. But also, to an extent, it's, like, kind of crazy the lengths people have gone to go after him. Because I have seen some of the shit on Augie's timeline. And honestly, it's kind of disgusting.
For Boblax?
Yeah.
'Cause I know he did that the one video, the song.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then he had what? He did a copyright on somebody, then immediately removed it or something like that.
Yeah, he did. I mean,
Other than
Well-
that, I'm not tracking much of anything else he's done.
No, I mean
Unless
there
I'm
was that.
mistaken.
I think there was another video that he did that to as well. Where that was it was like a critical video of him that he took down. But I mean, you know, overall, like, is he what he did bad? Yes. Did I criticize him for it openly on like multiple live streams? Yes. That being said, it's like to a certain extent, I feel like there's really only so far you can go with criticizing these people endlessly. You know, he gave his response. He kind of said what he wanted to say about it. I mean, what
Yeah,
where
if
else
he
is there really to
rectified it,
go?
I mean, that's what you wanted anyway, right?
Yeah. I mean, he fixed
see,
it.
that
you
was
know.
the
Was it
deal-
hypocritical for him
Oh,
to
my
do?
dog's barking, sorry. So that was the deal with Boblax. I mean, he was in a situation where he claims he was high, and that's why he did it. Which, again, I've had my argument with him about that, but
Well, the thing is, he did
but
backtrack.
he
on
did
that
rectify
times,
it.
Go
So
on.
by the time I heard about this whole situation, and
It's
Boblex
already
had
over,
already
yeah.
rectified it. I think it's open to criticize him. I think people did criticize him. I don't think they were wrong to criticize him. But people are like, why aren't you going after him harder on this? I'm like, he already removed it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
also
it's
like,
already
you know,
done, yeah.
it's also like we did criticize him, but at the same time, Boblex is our friend. Like, we like
Oh my god, the
Boblex,
dog
you
will
know.
not stop barking. Hold on.
All right, Nick's gonna go beat his dog, but
Oh
I mean,
my
to an
God.
extent, it
You
is
heard it here
like,
first.
you know, when I have a friend that gets into some controversy or something, or gets criticized, and people sometimes come to me and they're like, you know, why don't you criticize this person openly? And it's like, well, you know, I do talk to them privately about these things. And I do like tell them why I think they're wrong or why I don't. But like, I'm not obligated to like call out someone who I'm pals with behind the scenes just because they're getting in shit. You know, if anything, I think as their friend, it makes more sense to kind of message them and be like, hey man, I think this is what you did wrong. This is where you could improve. You know, rather than like make some big tweet calling them out, and you know, that's always come across
that
very
shit right
snaky to me.
there. Like if you're cool with somebody, and I've been saying this motherfucking shit for years, dude. If you're cool with somebody, why the fuck don't you message them? I don't know
Yeah.
if that's a part of the whole fucking vibe online, creator versus creator, or creators with creators as peers and friends and all that shit. I don't personally give a shit. In real life, if I'm tracking something's going on with my homeboy or my homegirl, I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah,
Right, and be like, hey, what's going? If you care enough, right? You're not. This is none of your business, really. But if you're in the community and this is the industry, this is your job, and that's one of your peers, hit him up. That's your boy, right? So
Yeah.
if you're messaging them, it's like, hey, is all this shit? What's going on? And they tell
Yeah.
you all the shit that we don't know. This is kind of how I view the whole situation on all the drama. This is what let's take two examples. Here's what Ethan did to Jeffree Star. I would be like, okay, well, what do we not? What put these two in that situation?
right.
Because all we're getting is accusation here, accusation there, yada yada yada, back and forth for the drama and the entertainment. But we don't know what happened behind the scenes. Same shit what happened
Exactly.
with the whole Slazzo thing. All you had to do was call the motherfucker. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was one simple call away to be like, hey, what happened? He would have told you. We would never have heard about
I think to a certain degree, when
But
somebody
instead-
fucks up, you have to talk about it. I understand the whole friendship thing, but at the end of the day, if you want to be taken seriously online and you criticize others and your own friends are going around doing fucking degenerate shit, I think you have to talk about it.
No, I agree. And there's
Okay,
nothing
but
wrong
you
with
would
talking
skip,
about it.
hit
But
him up? You would skip talking to
Skip
him?
talking to him? No, I would still be friends with him, but if I have to like denounce something he does on Twitter.
no, I wouldn't say you have to cover for him or anything.
You have
What
to
I'm saying is
denounce
that like,
something? Are you guys like in the same political party?
Well,
Going
no,
for
because
office?
here's what I did.
Man,
with
if
Bo
somebody
Black.
fucks up and I know him,
Here's what
I don't
did
give a
with Bo
flying
Blacks.
fuck,
He
dude.
talked
That's your
about it
problem.
on like because we found out live or whatever at the time. Me and Augie
Right.
were reacting to somebody in the chat, and he's explaining it, and I didn't like the answer he gave. I don't remember. I don't want to paraphrase it, but I didn't like the answer he gave. So I spoke to Tommy, and he's like, "We have to do something about this because, I mean, it's a false flag." So Tommy's like has to tweet about it. So I retweeted Tommy's tweet. That was my stance on it. That's literally all I had to do about it. But I acknowledge the fact that, yeah, I don't support striking. I don't support striking when my friends do it. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. I think if you just
no,
sit
that's
there
fair. You
quietly
should
and not
say something
anything
about
at
it.
all,
But I'm saying like
you kind of look bad.
You shouldn't have to like stop being friends with them, and it's kind of ridiculous. Like to the length that some people will go to be like, you know, yeah.
I just think that's just stupid. It's just fucking like, oh my god, you know, here's the thing about this, like releasing statements.
Well,
and
I don't
shit
think
like
you
that,
have
dude.
to.
It's like if your
I don't
boy
think
fucked
you
up-
have to, but you're not a drama YouTuber. You don't make like your entire.
But
No,
even
your
y'all,
entire.
man.
If your
Even
entire
y'all.
job is to criticize other people, and you run around with somebody
Yeah.
who does the same thing of a high-profile drama that you've made a video on in the past 6 months, and you just turn
Yeah,
the other
and then-
cheek, you look like a fucking moron.
Yeah, but that's the language that you use. You're turning the other cheek. Are you not doing other shit? Like if you're in there and you're off.
No,
you're
but
doing your own
no, but it's
videos
not
and
just
this
Bo
is
Black's
like Bo
drama. If
Black's
you're friends
drama
with him, and Nick's
or
absolutely
whatever.
right. You should like be willing to criticize him openly. You don't have to go as hard. You don't have to make a fucking video about him. But I mean,
Yeah, I didn't make a video about him, but I definitely we went back and forth.
And
on
I think that's probably what you should do,
All right.
especially as someone who's like, you know,
That's fair enough.
content police, Nicholas DeOrio type person. You know, you should be somewhat obligated.
Like, I fully expect if I were to strike somebody,
Oh, yeah.
that would be the end
I
of
mean,
my channel. Like, if there was a critical video made on me and I DMCA'd it down, I would say that's probably the last
I
thing.
mean, I don't know if that would be the case, but if you struck someone, I would be very upset with you publicly.
Yeah, I mean, I'd watch. If you
make
another video, I'll watch it.
with the
for you, buddy.
Boblax thing. It's
I
like
don't-
it
whatever,
especially
dog.
sucks that we did a whole video about how it's bad to like claim videos and take them down, and then he had to go and do that, which kind of makes me look like a retard. Which is probably why I was a little harder than I needed to be on him publicly. In those live streams, I did kind of go after him a little bit, and I think it made it a little awkward for some of the people in the call. Nick, I'm sure you remember that one time when I went on the stream and said that. Kind of brutal.
Yeah, that was on my
sorry.
channel.
That was kind of brutal.
Actually,
Came
yeah.
out of nowhere. But I mean, I'm not above like criticizing my friends.
See, what Boblax did was just so incredibly stupid. It was just like, for so many reasons, it was so fucking stupid. And even, like, the responses to it were so fucking stupid. And I was just, like, slamming my head into the wall, metaphorically, for a couple days. And it was just like, I don't know. I'm really glad that he took the steps he did to rectify it as quickly as he did. Because I think that really bailed him out. I think that's the only reason that more videos haven't been made by higher profile people.
Yeah, he did kind of get ahead of it, which is good. He kind of realized his mistake really, really early. But, I mean, it's still fair to criticize him for it. Yeah.
And if he wouldn't have, you think him on his channel?
Oh yeah.
Reading tweets,
Absolutely.
you think that would be like?
This is the guy who got big.
You think
this
that
is
would be
the guy who
destroyed?
got big off of Pokemon striking him. Like, his entire origin story to how he started growing as a YouTuber was that he was false struck by somebody, and then he apparently took down a criticism video, and he missed, which I believe was 100% an accident. He said he went after every video with the Black Lives Matter song in it, but he took down a criticism video that was like 45 seconds long that was just showing his tweets and stuff like that. Completely fair use. I think that.
Oh,
there
the
were
video
multiple
he
of
took
them.
down
But it's
was
also
a
like
tweet?
it's also
Oh,
like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
there's like
It wasn't just.
That's crazy. Yeah. It was like in his
Yeah, it
video
was in
format?
his
That's
format,
crazy,
dude. Like,
yeah.
I think that would have been a huge drama.
I didn't know that,
If he
yeah.
doubled and tripled down on it. Like, is that he got put in the position that all those big YouTubers get put into. You've been hit once, and you don't know what to do now. Like, you've done something stupid. Or are you going to do the right thing? Or are you going to just keep going further and further down the rabbit hole until people hate you? And I think he made the right choice.
So what are you thinking about taking down videos with false information on you?
No.
I don't think you should take them down. I think you should disprove them.
But why? Why should you take them down? Isn't that like a story? And this isn't my stance, but I'm just saying, why shouldn't you take down a video with false information that's coming at you?
Because you legally can't. You don't have the right to.
But there's
it's
false information on
but
there about
you.
you.
Don't, like, it's not your copyright. You can't. Like, are you saying do you want to flag it or?
So are you going from like a moral
but
standpoint?
the
yeah.
TOS or whatever the fuck.
This is like a YouTuber.
Yeah, something like that.
This is like a YouTube qualm. Because everyone doesn't know what words mean. No offense, Vega. You can't take down a video with false information. You can flag a video, and if enough people flag it,
I don't think you
as
should
well,
do
it
that
can
though.
go down.
I honestly
But
don't.
The only way. No. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm explaining how it works. If you wanted to take down a video, the only way you could take it down is to use a copyright strike, because YouTube legally has to take it down.
YouTube doesn't handle
copyright
copyright disputes. It's basically after 30 days it will go to court. But the reason why people take it down through copyright is because it's just easy. But I don't think it's right to do it. I think if there is false information, you should just disprove it rather than trying to censor it. And it was particularly annoying how Boblax, despite being the master archiver, the guy who reposts things on his second channel, took down all these videos with the Black Lives Matter song. I guess he just had kind of an emotional moment where he was sick of being called a racist, but it's like, just get the fuck over yourself, dude. You don't get to take anything back you post online. It's not how it works. Yeah.
And to what Vega was saying, like, if you think something's like false information on you, I always think it's stronger to disprove it. It's the same reason that I believe that YouTube shouldn't take down conspiracy theories. I think if you take down a video with false information, you're lending credibility to the things they say about you, because people look at you and go, wow, he really couldn't take that.
Right.
Because of the way the whole internet culture goes, people are going to start to believe what was in that video. All the guy has to do is say, I'm being censored, and this creates a whole new narrative that you weren't expecting. And now it's like, oh, these things are true because he tried to hide the truth. And if you think that a lot of people won't take that road, you're mistaken.
And I also don't want this precedent being set of like, any time that someone thinks there's false information, they can just take down a video, because that opens up the floodgates for YouTubers who are being exposed for legitimate things, being like, oh, this is just false, this is false information, and then taking the video down. even though everything in the video was true. So I don't think it's a good get out of jail free card.
On top of that, what if it's false information, or what if it's knowingly false information?
Exactly.
Do you see a difference there, Vega?
Or
Where the
it's
guy is
knowingly false
literally
information?
lying about you, or where the guy is mistaken?
Right.
That would be the
Well,
slander,
yeah, it goes.
right?
It's slander. Well, actually, if it's written, it's libel.
But there isn't a way to take it down as far as like the TOS says you can't bully or.
Well,
you'd isn't there something in
so
there
when you
about
go
that?
to do that, you would flag it as bullying
Yeah.
and harassment, I would assume.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so stupid. but I meant like the for example, if you looked up, I think we did a podcast on my Patreon where I was trying to get at, where we were just talking about that particular situation, like with Slazo, to bring it up. It's just one of the best situations you can bring up in shit like this because of how it could kind of affect somebody. So we're talking about it and how weird it was, and then my boy's girl was off camera, and she was like, "Who's that? What happened? What are you guys talking about?" And she was like, "Hang on," and she just Googled it. She was like, "Oh, he raped somebody." You know what I mean? Like that's the first thing that popped up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by that. I know that the whole slippery slope and all that shit, but when it's like for sure, there is no real evidence, just hearsay, and you can say disprove it all you want to, but what I'm talking about is almost like those news articles that go viral and there's zero retraction until like a month later, and by then damage is done. You're kind of fucked.
But
know
you
what I
look
mean?
at Slazo.
That's
and
where
you
I was
go,
kind
well,
of
how much
getting at.
damage
But
actually,
if you
like
can't
how
do
much
it.
damage now in 2020 are we still seeing? I think a lot of us who are
Latter now, probably.
what we were
probably on the
helping
end, but
him, the
didn't-
way we helped him, I think really helped to like fix a lot of what like the damage that was done. I'm a firm believer that if people lie about you,
I think
Just
most
a-
of it's
just an
most of it's
example.
repaired.
I mean,
I'd
you
say.
should get-
You know, there are probably a few people here and there who think Slazo did something wrong, but overwhelmingly the narrative had become, you know, Slazo did nothing wrong. Fuck, I'm Alex. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's directly due to our videos for sure. I don't think anyone would argue that. Yeah.
I do wish like if you ruined somebody, YouTube would like damage your channel in some way.
The thing is,
Not-
I don't
not
trust
terminate it.
YouTube.
That's what I was
don't want
trying
YouTube
to
do
get
that.
at.
I
Like,
don't
if
want
you're
this
in that-
company. Yeah.
That's horrible too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real win.
Because they would probably hear that and be like, "He did."
I mean, like,
Delete
how many
all of it, or
times is
whatever the
Alex?
fuck it
This is what Tommy said before the entire deplatform and like going after your sponsors thing. I think Tommy made a stream and had to like quickly apologize for it because he got so much backlash of people saying you should go for Alex's sponsors.
Oh, I remember that.
And
yeah,
at the
yeah,
time,
yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on this. And it's just like, you don't want that either because that goes into like everyone
Yeah.
else losing their sponsors, as we found out like a couple weeks later with Ethan Klein. I don't know if I want YouTube to take him down. I don't support like deplatforming in most cases unless there's like pedophilia involved. But I do think there should be some repercussion.
I don't
for
want
just-
YouTube to do anything.
How many
I don't want
people have
YouTube
Alex
to do
accused
when it's
anything.
all
of
said
I
and
do not
done.
trust
pedophilia?
YouTube to do anything.
I don't trust YouTube, but like there's nothing
Probably
you
the
can
best
do. This
course.
guy
Probably the
literally
best
can
course.
go on and keep doing what he's doing. The only thing that we've been able to do is make him like poison to the people he's been around to the point where they're like nervous to continue.
Yeah, I mean that's
making
true,
money
but it's
off
just like I don't know. YouTube has proven time and time again that they are so biased towards larger creators, TV studios, and people that hate us and want us gone. That I don't want them to take any action like that because if we set the precedent,
I don't think they could. I don't think there's.
I
action
guess
that can be
not. But it's
taken.
like I don't want to encourage them in any way to police. I want the community to police the community, and YouTube to give us our fucking paychecks. That's all I want from that.
And the community really can't do much policing on guys like Alex. I mean, yeah, they can.
The thing is,
destroy
we did
people
used to
and
do
make false
policing though. There used to
allegations
be
that,
drama. You know, when you don't like someone's content, you don't like what someone did. You know,
it went too
I did,
mainstream.
it did,
now,
that's the
dude.
problem.
Videos are
But-
bigger, creators are bigger, and it's impossible
Exactly.
to really get anything done. Nobody
but like
ever gets truly
2015,
canceled on
2016, there
YouTube.
was a time when the community would come together. When they hate someone, they'll go after them, and they'll be fucking gone. You know, they won't be popular anymore. They won't be respected. They won't be trusted. And now
I
it's at the
remember
point
that,
where
yeah.
people can just kind of run amok, and maybe it is better how it is now. I don't know. I don't like seeing people get their lives destroyed, but in the cases of people like Lion Maker, like even before YouTube deleted his channel, everyone fucking hated him because of what the community did.
Oh, I just realized, dude. If they did this and stuff like that, and guys like Lion Maker went down or whatever, you'd start to see like. Because imagine if they went from like case to case basis on some of these YouTubers, and then they like maybe didn't hit like a pedophile
Exactly.
one time, and it would turn around on YouTube, and they would go, "Oh, you answer us."
It would be a
pedo,
huge
come on,
media
YouTube,
story.
why didn't
Yeah,
you
this is the
platform that
problem. When
one?
YouTube,
Yeah, and then they're gonna like fucking tighten
Right.
it and tighten it and tighten it, and then everyone gets to play.
no, there's no winning. The problem with sites like
YouTube
YouTube and Reddit is that they're so vast. There's so much content on it. There's so many different types of people that you'll never be able to please everyone. And so, what I argue is that you should please no one. You should.
And if you modify the harassment policies in some way, because I know the audience would suggest that probably, that just it'll just end up destroying criticism in general.
Well, it's like the problem is every time YouTube
like
takes
right
action
up front.
against one type of content, some other group will pop up and be like, well, why don't you remove them? Why don't you remove them? And it becomes this massive media controversy, and then YouTube gets advertisers threatening to boycott, and then they have to change the guidelines, and we all get fucked in terms of ad revenue for that 4 or 5 months. And I really would prefer that not to happen again. So what I think that YouTube should do is barely police their content, apart from, there should be a few exceptions. I'd say I'm fine with keeping porn off of YouTube, fine with keeping illegal shit off of YouTube in terms of obviously stuff that will get the people posting it sent to jail. You disagree, really?
I disagree on the porn.
I mean, that's fair, but
Open up another
I
tab.
guess porn is infiltrated. Like, this is another debate completely, but I really would rather not have porn on YouTube.
How sad is it that YouTube has
That's
not
fair.
secured
I think
All right,
I think there should be another website.
That's
for
billions.
Porn.
Go ahead.
You come to YouTube for your non-porn and I guess ass clap videos if that's what you're into, and you go to Pornhub for the porn. Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's what I would much prefer.
Gotcha.
All
right, continue. I didn't
Imagine
wanna do,
YouTube having a kids app.
It does have a
also
kids app.
porn. No, but like imagine it was like YouTube Kids.
Yeah,
and then
no.
YouTube
Imagine.
Adult, and then like right next to each
And
other.
it's all the same website.
I could have sworn YouTube Red was the perfect site.
Could
for
you
to start
believe they
launching some of
launched
that shit.
YouTube Red and didn't realize it sounded like RedTube?
Well, they made it YouTube Premium
Holy
after, so
shit.
that's an improvement.
Yeah, they ended up. They're like, wait, fuck, we fucked
Oh, they
this up
did.
bad.
They did, yeah. I thought
Did
they
you
were actually gonna
actually?
get into like the
Yeah.
adult shit. You know what I mean? Not full blown porn, but at least some more adult.
I mean, they do
subject
have-
matter
they do
and
have
actual
movies.
Well, I mean,
situations.
YouTube Premium, they kind of have.
Yeah,
more
no, they have a
name
movie.
shit on
They have a
there.
movie starring Lily Pons and Fousey.
Oh, do they?
I think they fall in love in that movie. Probably worth watching at some point.
No, it's
Do
not.
they? Oh, wow, that-
No, that's a real movie. That's a real
I do
movie.
not want to watch that at all.
You'll pass?
I'll
Why not?
pass.
You don't want to watch that?
Really?
I don't want to watch Lele Pons or Fousey Tube, two of like the most obnoxious.
I thought you were
fucking
Team
creators on the
Lele.
entire
I thought
platform.
you were supporting her against the Nerd City
I'm
onslaught.
team not slant. Yeah, I'm team not like making shit up. I'm definitely not team Lele. I get Nick DeOrio's team Onision
Oh, yeah.
a lot too. I'm just team not assume
Onision
everybody's
Chad.
a pedophile. Yeah. Pretty standard across the board though.
I don't
What
know
else-
what else,
what
there
else
to
is
talk
on the
about.
docket?
I'm out.
Docket. We have a
Is that-
docket. Where the fuck is that? What chat room
else
is
has
the
happened
docket?
this
There was
week?
never a
That was-
docket.
that
I
was
feel like there's
crazy.
nothing going on. We're still in this cold, dry spaghetti.
No, that was.
No, I get it. But
don't-
I'm just
I don't
saying,
get
like,
it.
we're still in
I'm
this
just
cold,
saying.
dry spaghetti wasteland. Hopefully, after this next week, when some more videos come out, we'll see some stuff change. But for now, I feel like it's been boring ever since the H3 stuff. Really,
Can we just talk about how bad Bionic Pig is at everything he does?
I haven't-
except for singing.
Oh,
you need tweeting.
what is
I
he
guess
bad at?
everyone hates his tweets.
What is
I don't
he
even
bad at?
interact.
No, I think he quit. Did he quit Twitter? Like at the end of a video, he's like, "Guys, I'm not gonna be on Twitter. Check out Instagram."
Yeah, I mean,
Well, he quit. I saw him on Twitter.
He's probably
today,
tweeting again,
the
but
other day.
he like put in a video that he's not gonna be on Twitter for a while. Like after everyone like started.
Twitter's
shitting
kind
on
of dead
him.
anyway.
When
You don't
the
see
fuck
this?
is
Dude,
everybody
John
trying-
and
I
Nick
think
go after
Linead
him.
got some really good responses. I don't really.
Dude, I've been
Yeah,
busy
dude,
as
John
fuck, but
absolutely goes
Twitter's
after him.
been
Dude, John is
crazy, but-
vicious on Twitter. He's a monster. Oh yeah, dude, he's calling out
John
people
Swan?
every day,
Oh,
like
my
five different people.
Dude, we need to find out what happened to iNabber and the E.
Don't we already know? Kind of. I feel like we have an idea.
No, we don't already know.
Is that still going?
Dude,
Is this still
there's
going,
a
or is
secret
this still
in
the situation has never
community.
been found out?
Comment Cop called out an e-girl last night who claimed to know more about what actually happened
he? I didn't
to
see
iNabber.
this.
And then
God, hang on. Sit
Okay,
back.
okay,
Sit
okay,
back.
okay.
Let's pop
Okay,
some
wait,
popcorn.
wait,
Go
wait,
ahead.
Nick,
Tell me
Nick,
what
Nick,
this
before we
is.
get
What
into this,
happened?
can we explain some
Break it down for the
context
audience.
viewers at home who haven't heard about this? Okay, so
Okay,
so
yeah.
I can kind of
Yeah, sure.
give the meat. Okay, so we all know who iNabber is. Okay, YouTube commentator, friends with I'm Alex, currently and formerly.
Right.
We know these people. We know who Will N.E. is. We know who Memulus is. We know who James Marriott is. All popular British commentators, all friends, okay? So, for months, iNabber had been on Twitter and privately suggesting to all these people that they create a group channel. They were planning it in some capacity, and he had suggested the name the E-Boys, okay? Then, one week, all of a sudden, they announced they have made the E-Boys channel, and iNabber is not on the channel. It's Will N.E., Memulus, James Marriott, and I'm Alex. iNabber, nowhere to be found. And iNabber apparently was caught off guard by this because he then starts tweeting, why am I not in the E-Boys? I thought I was going to be with them. They made a group channel without me. They planned this without me. What's going on? He went on stream. He got very emotional about it. He tweeted about it, so this was like a big deal, okay? Then all of a sudden, he gets rid of all the tweets, stops talking about it. Kavos starts talking about how I'm Alex backstabbed someone else. According to him, he's like, this is just a pattern of behavior for I'm Alex. One day, James Marriott messages Kavos and gives him an explanation. Kavos puts it on blast in his video, and that was really all we had, I guess. But it was kind of obvious that iNabber felt very left out. For some reason, they didn't want him in the E-Boys on their group channel, whether because of his takes on Twitter, whether because of his takes on YouTube. But something about what he was doing was just too much for them to handle, and they didn't want him a part of their business. But we don't really know why to this day. It hasn't been made clear from one person exactly what happened. So, Nick, I'll let you kind of take this away with the comment cop thing now.
Okay, so last night,
Oh, thank you. By the way, thank you, Turkey Tom,
Yeah,
for
that
that
was a good
thorough explanation. There was no hiccup,
Thank
no
God, I'm
ums, no
glad.
buts, no nothing. That was
I
nice.
appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Very nice. That was very nice.
So last night, now I fucked the whole thing up, dude. We were going so well.
I tried to give a
I'm
smooth
sorry,
transition
I'm sorry.
into it. I tried
This
to
is
be
my
like, hey,
fault,
Nick,
I'm
take it
sorry.
away. He was gonna go. Then Vega came in and fucked it all up.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Vega's just like, wow, we're talking so well.
Too well, in fact. Yeah. Okay. But Nick,
Comment Cop put out a tweet from a e-girl who said they knew more about the situation, and I'm thinking they're implying that, like, it's not what we initially thought it
Right.
was in terms of, like, Alex. But I've been trying to figure this out for a while, and this e-girl says, wait a minute, I'm, like, not allowed to talk about this. DM John Swan.
interesting.
Yeah, so what I did was I obviously changed my name and profile pic to John Swan. And I wrote back to her saying, you can tell Nick.
Fucking sneaky.
And she went like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, Nick's a good noodle. So not only like was this girl responding to me thinking I was actually John Swan, it took her until she clicked on my account and almost DM'd me to realize that I wasn't actually
Okay,
John.
so she says, that group doesn't want it public. DM. I'm not telling anyone. Are you insane? Was irresponsible responsible for me to tell Twitter? I knew anything in that initial tweet. John told me you can tell. Just DM me. Johnson says, yeah, he's cool. E-girl says, sorry for adding you. Just felt bad saying no. John says, you can DM Nick. No, he's a good noodle. And then she says, wait a minute. Oh, my God.
Look at the at.
Yeah,
Halfway through,
no,
John became me.
I don't understand. Is she, like, blind? Like, this is clearly John Swan's... and then, yeah.
Oh, I see.
so
I
fucking
see. I see it.
Awesome.
But that's her original tweet right here. LMAO. So this is the lie Alex is telling now. I, unironically, know the full story, and this is a fucking joke. I don't get why they don't just tell the truth. The truth doesn't even make anyone look bad. Alex is such a loser. My
Really
God.
curious to know what it is.
Apparently it makes people not look bad, which I would say Alex looks really bad before
In all
this,
fairness,
so.
in all
wonder.
fairness, this is one of those women that have to self-insert into every drama, so it's hard to say if they're being completely honest about it or if they really know. But it would be interesting to kind of figure out, like, if they do know by some act of God what happened. Yeah.
Well, luckily, guys, I have a great
God,
transition.
turkey
I know
time.
John's going to be joining us on an episode very soon, so it'll be really fun to railroad him with this question
Yes,
when
it
he comes
will.
on. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about the podcast?
Yeah, I guess we should kind of get into like what this podcast is. I guess we kind of skipped every introduction, didn't we?
Yeah, we should do it at the end because most people will
Yeah.
click off by this point.
Okay. This is the end, I guess, right? We're at like 1 hour mark.
I would say.
Okay. So I guess
Yeah.
just to give the kind of shtick of the podcast, I had been wanting to do one for a while. I've attempted and failed several podcasts over the years, but I kind of am in a position now where I can like easily be dedicated to one. And I just thought it would be a cool passion project to get some people on board with. I talked to Nick about it. I suggested Vega as a good third host.
All right, so yeah, on a Patreon, we got 2 tiers. One tier, $5 access to Discord server and a monthly bonus episode. And then on the tier 2, we're not expecting a lot of people on there, but it's 50 bones for a review of a channel of
So
your
if you
choice.
wanted to get your channel
We prefer
reviewed by
2 or
any
3,
one of us
but-
or all of us, it would only cost you $50.
Yes. Would you rather do 100?
That's it?
Let's see how many people sign
Okay.
up, and then if too
Well, what do you
many,
mean sign up? Do we want to
we'll
open
kick
up
it
the second tier yet, or just leave it as one for now?
I would say open up the second tier.
I
straight away.
think we should leave one, and if people are interested, they can tell us, and then if we have enough, then we'll open it up. How's that?
Well, if we're planning on using like that as like a thing for an episode, we should at least open
Okay.
it, right?
Yeah, the $50 one as well. That's like a whole
Right.
different
Yeah,
visual
yeah.
setup and shit. You know what I mean? It's if you
Yeah,
guys
that's-
have ever
that's
seen,
exactly
like,
what I want
Wackity
for that
and all these
video,
other
yeah.
guys that yeah, we'll be actually
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
a
That'll be like a
video
separate
on
upload
it,
on
you
the
know what I mean?
channel.
So,
But yeah, I mean that's definitely a good idea. So yeah, we'll make a Discord server.
Yeah, the
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, so the members-only podcast is going to either be something that's maybe not a trending topic, maybe not a guest, more like personal things going on in the community. So if you're looking for like a nice conversation, that would be a good place for you. The video itself, Tom was just explaining it, but the video itself, if you do join the $50 tier, that would be publicly uploaded to StoryFire, or it would be privately sent to you if you don't feel comfortable with your channel being viewed
Right.
publicly. And that would be a cool opportunity to get a review from one or everybody on the roster.
Right.
Animators, Lord Vega is a fucking amazing... is artist the right word for the content that you make?
Dude,
I
I
don't
say
know, but I'm
artist
bullish.
definitely. Dude's a fucking.
Turkey
Jesus.
Tom, half the community looks, sounds, walks, and talks just like you, so I'm sure they would love to be reviewed. And I'm an asshole, and I'll grade everybody
Awesome.
terribly. So I do think that your money is well spent.
Could
here.
not have put it better myself. Yeah, cool. Alrighty. I guess I can wrap it up if you want.
you want to tell them about we're planning
yeah.
on doing every Friday, you know, give them like a little schedule so that way they're not like, oh,
Well,
okay,
don't
this
say
is
every Friday
whenever
'cause
the
we
fuck
haven't
they
picked what day
upload.
we're gonna drop it.
Yeah.
Like, what day are we gonna upload this?
We're planning on
Yeah.
Sunday. Well, we're gonna
Yeah,
record.
so we're,
Oh,
so
yeah,
we're
you're
gonna
right,
try to
you're
get a
right,
new
you're right. You're right.
podcast out every Sunday. So when we miss that, everyone can spam us the audio bite of us saying new podcast every
Yeah,
Sunday.
harass us, bully the fuck out of us, make our lives
Yes.
miserable until we get in that recording room. And create a screenshot of it. Yeah.
Right, for
Exactly.
you two.
Exactly.
Right, leave me
Vega,
the fuck alone.
You know, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's not doing anything wrong. You know, a little old, but either way, don't harass him. Yeah. Okay, cool. Should I wrap it up? Is that a wrap? You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
I have
what you
nothing
gotta
else to
do.
say.
Am I
Wrap it
supposed
up,
to hit
Turkey
record?
Tom.
Sorry.
Am I supposed to hit record?
Oh, fuck off.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to the first ever episode of the Hack Bake Podcast. Looking forward to recording more episodes for you soon. Nick, Vega, any last words?
Thanks for watching, bitches, on StoryFire.
On StoryFire.
On StoryFire.
I was just hoping you would just end the podcast with.
Also,
Nick,
Turkey
any
Time
last
told me to say
words?
it. All right. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye bye.
Not on StoryFire.